On behalf of government of Zimbabwe, the first community network in Zimbabwe, the Murambinda Community Network, was officially opened by Honorable Dr. James Were, the Minister of ICT, Postal and Courier Services, on 14 May 2021.
The journey of pioneering community networks in Zimbabwe rural district of Murambinda was one of the toughest decisions we had to make in our attempt to make a contribution within our local community. Confronting the odds of trying to bridge the digital gap of addressing a national imbalance of over 60% of the population being rural residents in rural communities. Even though we did not comprehend the myriad of the problems that stood in our way, when we took on the journey of walking into the unknown, we were armed with undying ambition and energy to bring a positive change. We drew inspiration from the encounters we had within the community of interest, good relations which give us entry point to gain trust from significant centers of the community. In 2003, we managed to set up a cyber cafe to offer computer digital literacy courses to schools and the community at large. As a family growing up in Murambinda, we had to grapple with confronting realities of how we can assume relevance in addressing issues around marginalization in all spheres of life. Apart from battling the unsupportive inflationary economy, it took us time to be able to gather and set up the infrastructure, overcoming hurdles from all angles. Overcoming one hurdle was a humbling experience that led us into realization of magnitude of what we were attempting to accomplish. A big vision that seeks to resolve a generational problem that was strengthened by other problems that this seemed to appreciate our resolve. Navigating the tallest mountains of Murambinda, when we set up these stations, means to face local leadership to deal with cultural barriers. Mountains are highly sacred structures that are regarded as places of worship and heritage sites that are guarded and monitored. Regardless of all this, we have a compelling, successful story with the podcast allowing us to launch a pilot project for this community network. We thank you so much, Dr. Machelet and team. Also with the partnership that we had with Tel One to give us the backbone of fiber that is being shared among the schools, the hospitals, and the government offices, and even the community at large. ISOC, the Internet Society, played a pivotal role by assisting us to set up some of the infrastructure which is being benefited by this community. We managed to deploy a 40-kilometer radio network, which is connecting currently 7 schools, hospital, the nurses training school, some NGOs, some business community, and the community at large. Porters are invited in 2019 a public consultation process on revising the unlicensed bench. We were privileged to participate, and we understand new regulatory changes has come in where they are offering some license, some communal license to scale this kind of initiative up. We further looked best at how we can add value to our network through what we launched a school management system and a local content platform management system, where schools can be linked to their district education offices so that the area inspectors have various information on the local network without them having traveled to these schools.
This one has been a unique one in terms of giving us an opportunity into the development of an application that will help us in operating as schools. Unlike the situation whereby we are just given an end product that has already been developed without the idea of having the end users being involved in the development of such an application.
What does the system offer you that you did not have previously, or how does it streamline and improve your work?
So if we can manage schools from this end, I think this makes our job very easy. You know, before this technology, we used to move to each and every school if you wanted to get any information. But with this system in place, then you can get information from our 216 schools from this end without moving to schools. It becomes faster, it becomes cheaper, you know, these days with our economy, fuel shortages, vehicle shortages. So if we can manage from this end, I think it improves our system very much.
The unceremonious outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic by any means one of the deadliest and most vicious attacks that ever befell the human race, threatening not only human life but bringing to halt every system that sustains community, from mobility of people, industry, and economics. A global shutdown that left the entire globe gasping for aid to survive through desperate measures. Fortunately for Murambinda community, through the community network and the information center, has continued to travel when people could not. Important information on the pandemic is circulated even at community level, casting away the shadow of darkness brought about the ignorance of not having access to vital information. Community Wi-Fi hotspots were set in residential areas, allowing the community to do lessons, business, and attending church from the comfort of their homes. What we are gathered to witness today is a vision that exists with our government, shared by global partners and local partners. We would not have come this far if it wasn't for outstanding support from this community of Puera, Tier 1, the regulator, Potras, our honorable offices of the Ministry of ICT, which is tolerance to such youth from marginalized sites as Murambinda, to allow them to pilot such crazy ideas and give them room for access to innovate. The availability of the community network in Murambinda has become a live hub of the community, enabling development to spring from the network in any direction that the community would want. I thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the philosophy for Potras in doing our work is that no one should be left behind. The two projects launched by our minister today, that is the Murambinda Community Information Center and the Murambinda Community Network, will indeed go a long way in transforming people's lives as they complement each other in the provision of affordable internet access and ultimately ensuring the Murambinda community is not left behind. It is in that regard that I feel proud to be associated with the two projects. Honorable, while we are all now familiar with the Community Information Center project, what we are seeing today is the beginning of a revolution. What we are witnessing is the ushering in of a new era. What we have is the dawning of a new era, the era of community networks, which will come as a complementary project to the Community Information Center project to ensure greater internet access and use to those previously left behind. Potras granted the free spectrum that Tier 1 had applied for, as well as authority to implement the proof of concept. Tier 1 partnered Vision Internet for the implementation of the access network and provision of wireless internet services in Murambinda. Vision Internet supplied the access network, while Tier 1 availed the 25 gig internet backhaul for the project. The Minister, allow me to pay homage to all players who have made this initiative a success. That is Tier 1, Vision Internet, Murambinda Works, Internet Society, and of course the Murambinda community itself.
As Commissioner, my village information centers. Asi panapa, nyaya ye community network ndo nzvimbo yekutanga zvokuti vanhu vekwaMurambinda munerongo rakanaka nokuti mapinda muhistory ye-expansion yema-ICTs munyika yeZimbabwe.
Members of the 40 states, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, today is a special day, a day where we're witnessing the emergence of a new era. Today we're not only commissioning the Community Information Center, but also Zimbabwe's first community network. Community networks happen when the local community comes together to build the necessary infrastructure for internet connectivity by utilizing low-cost equipment and local volunteers to ensure that the cost of services remains affordable to the consumers. It is for this reason that community networks are often referred to as the internet by the people and for the people. We are therefore very happy as government to see the corporate world through Tier 1 partnering with Vision Internet and the people of Murambinda to build the Murambinda Community Network. We are reliably informed that Vision Internet supplied and commissioned the access network system, whilst Tier 1 provided the internet backbone to Murambinda Business Center. This is very commendable, and we would like to salute the two organizations and the people of Murambinda for this noble initiative. Whether one stays in an urban area or in a rural area, the internet is now more than important. As the COVID-19 pandemic reshapes the way in which we work, keep in touch, go to school, do shopping for essentials across the world, it has never been more important to bridge the urban-rural divide, and also between the rich and the poor. It is for this reason that our ministry is fully behind the Murambinda Community Network project, since it is being fully supported by the government. Internet connectivity to rural areas remains more than important. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by urging the local community of Murambinda and surrounding areas to make full use of the facilities we've commissioned here today to uplift their lives.
Tisomoko kuna mambo angashanu palidziwe dunhu rino ndatenda hangu ngatiomberei hedu.
Kuti maidza pamunogona napo to lift us from poverty to technical knowledge and information. I would like to thank you very much. It is very rare for somebody to be given a free gift just for nothing.
Cool. Now connected. Yes, the school is now connected. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Please let's put our hands together for Mkondoli Secondary School. Nerutanga Secondary School, they are also getting 11 laptops, cases of the e-learning program run under the portals, under the guidance of the Minister of ICT, Postal and Courier Services, Dr. Muswere. Yes, so there we are. We have Nerutanga Secondary School. They are now getting their computers, 11 of them.
It is beyond what one can explain. Finding one place that can bring so much reach and transformation within a community from a singular intervention. More than 80 schools can be connected from this infrastructure. More than 100,000 people can fully benefit from this 40-kilometer radius network. The currently 7 connected schools received computers from the government of Zimbabwe through the Honorable Minister of ICT and Courier Service during the launch. What excites the most is that all the efforts to make this work was totally done by local people born and raised in Murambinda for their community. Through the Murambinda Community Network, farmers from the surrounding villages are also connected, enjoying access to a digital marketing place. Farmers are enjoying world-class convenience, the ability to sell their locally branded produce via an online e-commerce to My app. Mr. and Mrs. Tanike are one of the beneficiaries of the Murambinda Community Network. They were excited to finally get connected at their homestead after battling poor mobile signal reception for many years. The community network has brought relief to many households who could not afford the installation cost of getting up internet infrastructure.
See, everyone who is Zimbabwe and in Africa in general to be lifted, their lives to be lifted. Gone are the days when we could define prosperity by the gap, when we have the elite who are doing well and those who are influential. But now our desire is that everyone, imagine if everyone in this rural community has got the capacity and can exploit their potential, the change will be dramatic. But on the technology side, the major one is this internet connection that we now have, which we have worked in partnership with Vision Internet. This has enabled us. This place is very difficult to get a signal, especially phone, net. But now with the internet, we are now able to communicate easily. Yesterday, we actually conducted a lesson for 2 hours. My students are in Switzerland, and we, as I mentioned earlier on, this is a model home, and it has been chosen as a model home for Africa on the Reshaping International Development course at St. Gallen's University in Switzerland. So we lecture to the students there. Tomorrow we are also lecturing to students who are in Oxford on the same, on justice and peace and self-sufficiency. And we are saying justice and peace will only happen when we have the majority of the people are self-sufficient and are able to meet what they require. But all this is now has been enabled by the installation of this internet connection. If we didn't have this, it would have been very difficult for us to go international. But now we are able to go international, we are able to be local, we are able to be regional, we are able to be in Africa and impact positively the lives of the people and their livelihoods.